गोपीजन वल्लभा श्रीवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गोपीजन वल्लभा गोपीजन वल्लभा गोपीजन
Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees, those who are present here in Zoom and those who are present in YouTube Live. Thank you so much for your association. It's been a couple of weeks. I was traveling. I couldn't make it. So my apologies. But it's great to be back with all the devotee congregation. Those who could make it today, great. There are some devotees who mentioned in the group that they might not able to join, but hopefully they will be able to catch up on the YouTube video. So let's do a quick recap of what we have been doing. So Shri Isopanisad, there are 18 mantras. It's all due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada Ji, who put together a beautiful compilation from the previous Acharya's translations, and that's what we are going through. Let's do the Mangala Charan and then we shall resume our presentation on Mantra 17. अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानजनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुन् श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथवितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते। ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पातरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Gurudev Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna. Then with Pranam Mataji, so good to have you. How are you doing? I hope everything is okay.
Yes, yes, I was just a little bit all tied up with the family issues, Prabhuji, but everything is fine.
All
Thank
right.
you. Krishna Krupa, how are you?
I'm well, Mataji. Thank you so much. I've been traveling, but and I will be traveling again tomorrow, but hopefully back in London. So there will be a bit of stability for a couple of months, I hope. And we will see what happens after that, where Krishna takes us. But so far, so good, Mataji. Krishna is taking very well, good care. And
Good.
good to see you. Good to be connected. My apologies. I was traveling over the weekends, especially. Well, I was away from the country, both UK and here in Middle East. So I couldn't serve. But good to be back. I know some of the devotees they have mentioned they might not able to join today, but it's good to be back to resume our sessions.
Yeah. So
It's,
are you back in UK now?
yes, that's right, Mataji.
Okay, good, good. Okay,
Yes.
fine.
Hare Krishna.
That,
So now just recap what we have been doing. So there are 18 mantras in Shri Isopanisad, and we started with invocation mantra, which is Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Krishna is Purn. We have emanated from Krishna. We are also Purn. Then the Ishavasyam principle, and this is one principle, if you remember, ISKCON itself is Krishna conscious, and the whole idea is to surrender to Krishna, considering everything is. What we have received is on behalf of Krishna, and if we could serve everyone, that will be representation of Ishavasin principle. And hopefully, mantra 2 says, hopefully, if we can live with that, we will be very harmonious. And that's why a lot of brahmacharis in the temple and sannyasis, they live with this mantra. Wherever they go, they just talk about Krishna. And Krishna is the center of their life, and that's the reason they're happy. And a lot of grahast as well. But along with that, there are lots and lot of people in material world who are in disharmony. They show the proprietorship of things on people, and that's the reason they are very sad. And that is the fundamental reason why people are very sad, because of the expectations, and we do the expectations because I want it, not that we whatever we have we will do it for Krishna service. No, I want something for myself. Mantra 4 to 8, we have seen that how our vision is very limited, our eyesight, our ears, we are very easy to be disillusioned. So what we should do, we should trust the vision of somebody else, vision of the spiritual. And it says the spiritual vision is Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. And Guru and Sadhu, they will take us towards the Shastra. Then number 9 to 11, 9, 10, 11, they are very similar to the way it goes 12, 13, and 14. They are the grades, like what Bhagavad Gita is. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said to Arjun, Arjun, do this. This is the best. But if you can't do this, then a grade lower, and then a grade lower. So wherever we are, Krishna welcomes us. And this is what mantra 9 to 11 and 12 to 14 says, that 11 is the best, but if you can't do that, at least do 10. If you can't do 10, then do 9. Similarly, do 14. If you can't do 14, do 13. If you can't do 13, at least do 12. And that's how we should understand the knowledge, and that's how we should worship. Now, we've been doing the prayers to the Ishwar, which is the last segment, and then 15, 16, and 17, 18 been broken down into two. 15 and 16, we have seen how we should worship. And now, after the worship, how should we pray and whom we should pray? Demigods, impersonalism, and we should go beyond Brahm Jyoti, and Krishna is the personality. We can see the face. But now, mantra 17 is where we go straight, and we will do the mantra itself. I have the mantra right here. If I just share.
Vayur
वायुरनीलम् अमृतम् अथेदम् भस्मान्तं शरीरम् ॐ क्रतो स्मर कृतं स्मर क्रतो स्मर कृतं स्मर वायुरनीलम् अमृतम् अथेदम् भस्मान्तं शरीरम् ॐ क्रतो स्मर कृतं स्मर क्रतो स्मर कृतं स्मर
Hare Krishna. Mataji, yes, please.
Yes, this mantra, ages ago when I didn't even know about it, my dad wrote it down on a piece of paper. And I still have that piece of paper somewhere. And I love this mantra. It took me a little bit of a time to understand it, though I don't understand it fully. But I'm so happy that we are doing this mantra today. And second thing is there's so much materialism and there's a lot of what I would say the core value of humanity seems to be lost. We had a very sad experience yesterday in the family. The family daughter, not here but in India, she had gone to visit her brother's house in India, in Ahmedabad, where we live. And she and her husband went to her house, their brother's house by train from Mumbai, reached there at 2 o'clock. They were not offered any food or anything. At 4 o'clock, they were just given a cup of tea, and there was a little bit of a discussion. And they found that my sister found that, or my cousin rather, found that this is not conducive. So she about to leave at about 9 o'clock. Still no food, no water, nothing was given to them. And these people are not, they're quite okay. They're quite, I would say, they're quite upper middle class in India. But so much low mentality of the past that you have done this, you have done that. We bind all these, what is the knots in our mind. And it carries on in our life. So much materialism, nothing about Sanskruti or our sort of humanity values now. It
Yes.
made me so
Yes.
sad yesterday.
True. Very true, Mataji. Very true. It's
Nothing
a
belongs to us. As you say, as the mantra says, Isopanisad, nothing belongs to us. It all belongs to Krishna.
yes,
Whatever is there, we
true.
have to divide between us. And what is our share, we get it.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for sharing that, Mataji. And that's so true. And this is what we say that this is Kali Yuga. And the way we trust and follow the scriptures, if we are not in the devotee congregation and if we are in the material world, I'm afraid the evidences are that it's going to go worse day by day. And we have seen ourselves in last 10, 15, 20 years. Like there was a time in India, I remember you just go and knock like in the villages. I remember I was talking to one of my mamajis yesterday whose health wasn't good. And he said that, yeah, we didn't have dharamshalas or we didn't have any hotels here. We just used to have dharamshalas. They were like community. Anyone could walk and they could stay for a night there. And then the neighbors will come and feed them. And the same thing for the sages as well. When the sages used to travel from one place to another, then they never had any issues. And now, as you just said, even when the relatives they come so much. And I think what we were discussing before, mantra 3, which says that we will be in disharmony because it's because of our own ego. We have such a big false ego. And if you don't have that, think of it like Gaur Gopal Prabhuji said it once, one of his lectures, said that if you seek respect, it will be hard. Somebody will definitely disappoint you. But if you like to give respect, then everybody will be ready to take respect. So rather than try to seek, we should always try to look for the opportunity to serve. But of course, a lot of people, they are not into that mentality. Like what you said, the lowest of lowest mentality, they are not even ready to share what they have. Of course, if somebody don't have, then it's okay. But we can see it's not that they can't, it's just that they don't want to. And because of that low mentality, Srila Prabhupada always felt sorry for them. And that's what Srila Prabhupada said, that devotees only have one dukkha in their life, and that's a paro dukkha. When they see others' dukh, others, they that how bad they are living, then only devotees feel that, oh Krishna. Otherwise, whenever anything happens on their own life, devotees, they understand it's because of Krishna has allowed it. It's our own past reactions, but we should understand others, they're going through Mataji, they're going through their own suffering, and they don't realize it, of course. But thanks for sharing that, Mataji. Thank you. That's so true. That's how the mantras, they relate to our day-to-day life. And I was reading another book of Srila Prabhupada, and one of the places somebody said, one of the senior Vaishnav commented that it's one of those books that if you read different times of your life, it will reveal different meanings. And because of course, when you're a student, your mentality is different. You seek world differently. When you're a professional, is different. But when you are grhastha, when you are brahmachari, when you're kind of retired, then the life you perceive is very different. And when you read the same mantra, it means very different thing. But thank you so much, Mataji. Such a great realization. And we should, I mean, in India, we always say the guest is Atithi Devo Bhava. So guest is, I mean, doesn't really matter whether we know the guest or not. And of course, if we know someone, but these days it's a shame. People feel proprietary. People have such a big ego, and that's why they get on it. So forgive those Mataji. They don't know what they are doing, but because of course, if we remember that, then that's going to harm our own bhakti, our own sadhana. And another devotee, you might have heard our Avinash Prabhuji. He joins from Dubai. He shared something day before yesterday with me that in his office he faced something and how he's trying to deal with it. And he was in touch that he tried something similar and it's hard. And I work in the corporate environment and I can understand it's hard when you go and try to live as a devotee mentality, then living with the material people, it's very hard. One of the Matajis once asked Guru Maharaj that we go and we try to be nice because of all the teachings you give us, Guru Maharaj, but then these material people, they try to take advantage of us. And Guru Maharaj said, well, I never said that let others take advantage of you. You fight your corner, but you still serve them. Serve them and feel sorry for them that what they are doing, they don't know about it. But thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing. Hare Krishna. And Hare Krishna to Bhagavati Mataji as well. Thank you so much, Mataji. And so sorry we were away for a couple of weeks, but glad to be back. And we have just started Mantra 17. And we did start Mantra 17 a few weeks back, and we are just revising it. And in the past, we have done Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji's first, but this time we are doing Radhesham Prabhuji's presentation first. The flow charts Radhesham Prabhuji has put together and how these two connect. So the whole theme is going on. So Mantra 17 and 18, this is the last segment of Shri Ishomnishad, prayers. So the sincere prayers of the sincere devotees. And remember, there is no claim in it that we pray and Krishna, you give us anything. In the further continuation of his prayers, devotees' prayers, the devotee have taken shelter of the personal aspect of the Lord. This is Mantra 16, what we have seen, and desire to see this form, Mantra 16. Now in Mantra 17, praise to the Lord to remember him. So this is like, there is a difference. Prabhupada gives the analogy. What's the difference between a monkey baby and a cat baby? So the cat is, and I don't remember now which way it is. I've seen a lot of monkeys in Vrindavan. Is it cat where the kitten, the baby is stuck to the mother and mother is taking care of it. And in the mud, well, I don't remember now.
I think
Yes. It's other way around actually.
Yeah,
In monkey baby is stuck to the mother and mother is jumping from one branch to another, and its mother monkey baby, which is stuck, which is holding on to the baby, and but the child is trying to hold on, and the grip is not that tight. But when we have a kitten, a cat and a kitten, the kitten doesn't hold, the cat hold on to the baby. And this is what devotee is saying, that I might forget you, Krishna, at the time of death. Or could you please, could you please? And we have many other examples in Chaitanya Charitamrita as well. Chaitanya Charitamrita is a beautiful scripture where the loving exchange between a lot of devotees being shared. And Haridas Thakurji, who is renowned as Namacharya, even though he was Muslim to start with, but he has taken he used to take so many times the name, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji called him Namacharya. And even today, at the end, when we do the Prem Dhwani, we finish, we always say Namacharya Haridas Thakurji ki jai. Haridas Thakurji said it, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji said, you have served us so well. What can I do for you? And he didn't ask for anything. And then at the end, he said, but I do have a request to make. Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji said, yes, please. And the request was, he said, when I will die, he was getting old and he could foresee he's not going to live longer. And he said, when I will die, I would like to have you in my presence. So I might forget myself. My senses are going down. I might get engaged in the material world, even though for many, many, many years, he didn't have anything else to do. He was just taking the name of the Lord. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji was there with him. But he said, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji used to travel, but Haridas Thakurji said, at the end, I would like to have you. And then we have a very nice poster where Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji promised, Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji did come back, and he was holding Haridas Thakurji right at the end, that you asked for it and I'm here. So this is what in Mantra 17, this is what devotees requesting, that I might forget, but oh Krishna, could you please remember me right at the last moment? And the main theme is that while the body is made up of course, the commentary comes back to mind, where Nachiketa's story. Nachiketa, in Kathopanishad, there is a beautiful story of Nachiketa. Nachiketa asked because he stayed 3 nights without drinking, without eating, without sleeping in Yamraj's place. He was waiting for Yamraj to come back. And Yamraj said, because you waited 3 days, 3 nights, I'm going to give you 3 boons. And the first boon was that when I will go back, my father should not get angry with me. And the author who was commenting it said that this is such a beautiful way. He kind of, because he's there at the door of the death, he didn't say, oh, I go back. He has already considered that, of course, I will go back. But could you please grant me that when I will go back, my father will not be angry with me? So something similar here when we are saying at the end of the life. So the devotees have already considered the concept of the material body, that we are going to leave this body, that this is very implicit to us, that we accept it, devotees accept it, that this body, take good care of the body. Body is like a vehicle. Without body, we cannot move. But we don't need to attach to the body. And devotees are thinking ahead of it, like Nachiketa did. That while the body is made up of material substance, the spirit soul is eternal. Often it is eternally an individual, and through the process of devotional service can re-establish with spiritual Lord Krishna. And this is the word it says here is re-established. Not established, not the first time, but it was a re-established. It was there before, and then was broken, and then we will accept it to be re-established again. And then we have seen some references from Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 5, verse 45, and there are a few of them, but very, very similar to what we are discussing here. that we are surrendered unto you, yet we wish to see you. So this is where mantra 16 said that, Lord, we would like to see you. And this is what mantra 17 is saying, that, Lord, I would like to see you. Maybe based on my karma, you might not come, but may I request you, the last thing I want that if you could come, please make your original form and smiling lotus face visible to our ears. So it's not only mantra 16 which says it, but here in Bhagavatam, this also makes it very, very clear. And then we are here, the transcendental body, we have covered it, so very briefly we'll go through it. Again, that the body is transcendental. In this verse, it's very well been mentioned. And Prabhupada Ji, somewhere else in Bhagavatam, actually in Canto 8, Prabhupada Ji mentions the analogy has been provided, like the air, because this mantra also talks about the air, that we have the breathing air, that the air will go out, which means we will die, the body will leave us. But this air is there within the body, and this air is all around us. And this is what devotee is saying, like this air, Krishna, you are everywhere. You are within us and you are around us. And this is what we say, the Brahman realization, the Paramatma realization, and the Bhagavan realization. So Krishna, you are everywhere. Then we are going to give up the body. And then once we will give up the body, we would like to get a spiritual body so we can travel to spiritual world and we could have that relationship re-established with you. Then getting a bit more detail into each one of them. So if you see there are 3 points, number 1, 2, 3, and we are going to see 3 of them, each of them, one by one. But before that, Srila Prabhupada Ji also mentioned in that mantra, that verse, that we sing a lot of songs, Vaishnava bhajans, but Prabhupada Ji said, if we just take the name of Lord in terms of Shri Krishna Chaitanya, because Panch Tattva comes in, or if we take the name of Lord in terms of Mahamantra, then that's good enough. So we cannot see him. Seeing the Lord is not as important as appreciating him from the authentic literature or the authentic statements of authorized persons. So what that means is that the Lord has given, Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, they have concluded that in Kali Yuga, Nama eva kevalam, taking the name of the Lord is the only thing we could do, and that is enough to take us beyond the ocean. So that's what we are trying to do here, that take the name of the Lord. Whatever we do is along the side, but taking the name of the Lord is the main thing we should be engaged. Now, the first item, giving up the material body, and then Prabhupada Ji has explained in the purpose, and then Radhesham Prabhu Ji has explained in this flowchart. He has illustrated that if we can split it further, how is this material body created? So just sometimes, just to understand that we are going to, like I had a discussion in Paris with a friend, let's say, once after a session, and he said, well, nobody knows what happens after death, right? We can trust our scriptures, but that's just a faith. And in some terms, we can say it's blind faith. And I said, yeah, that's one way of looking at, and to a great extent, that's true. Because no one has come back. Like people go to China, and then they can put the pictures of China. People go to America, they can give the pictures of America. And even though we haven't been there, we can put our trust in these people, right? Similarly, we can put the trust in our spiritual master. We can trust the literatures, like what used to happen when some of the archaeological documents we have recovered. And then we trust the documents. Based on this document, this civilization was so many thousand of years old. So we do trust in material world as well. But even if we will ignore that, then we see the point. At least we know that people die. What happens after death is one thing, but definitely we know that people die. What happens after that? And his point was, nobody knows. But maybe if you try to understand that how this body was created, maybe we can get a better idea. And this is what we are trying to do here, that how is this material body created? according to the propensity of sense gratification. So like what we always say, antakale chame devam, right at the end of the death, whatever the consciousness is, based on that consciousness, we will get the next birth. So if we pray to demigods, we will go to demigods. Bhuta, we will go to Bhuta. If we'll pray, we want to come back, we will come back, which most of the people do, because they are so attached to the material relations that by default they come back. But at the same time, if somebody prays to Krishna and is in Krishna consciousness, then we will not come back, because there is no reason to come back, because we don't have any desires left to come back. It's like when the kids, they go to window shopping, and even though they don't have the money to buy things, but they go back, they just go back to see things. A lot of teenagers I've seen that they would like to go to the high street. They don't have money to buy, which they will. At one point, they will start earning, and then they will start buying things. But at one point, they will stop that as well, because they will realize the futility of those things. But to start with, they would like to. So that's a desire. But somebody who doesn't have a desire, let's say there is a devotee who goes around walking through the high street but doesn't have any desire. And with any of those things, hence devotees would go for the window shopping. There's no reason to do that unless there is something to buy. So there is no sense gratification. There is no reason to come back at the time of the death. If devotees, they don't have any desires left materially, they don't need to come back. And we have seen the example of tiger and flesh. We have seen the example of how Indra became a pig, and he started, like what pigs do, he started eating his own stool. When Brahmaji came, he said, nope, I don't want to go because I'm happy with my pig family. Imagine that. Brahmaji said, you are Indra, right? You were cursed to become pig, but he was happy to be pig now. And we can laugh on that, but more or less, this is what we all are doing. This is what we all are doing. Everyone in the material world, the reason being, we would like to be here. Why? Because we have material desires. We are not very far away from that. Then what happens after death? Well, living entity. So of course we say that the body dies, but there is something which isn't. Healthy people also die, and something is missing, and we always say the soul is missing. Now even the scientists are working on it, that something is there which goes out. What is that? It's hard to find out. They're working on it, but our scriptures has already said it, that it's soul, atma, which is the true essence, and this is eternal. Doesn't becomes formless. So we always say it doesn't become formless. The soul moves from one body to another, most of the time material body, but we would like it to be spiritual, and that's what we are praying in this mantra. But continues to exist. So the soul will, and of course, so many different yonis. It could become vegetable. So we all become vegetable, worms, birds, animal, humans, topmost, aquatic animals. This cycle will go on, and it will keep going on based on our karma and desires. If we can burn our karma, and if we don't desire anything, that if we remember the cycle of karmas, we don't create a new karma and we burn all our previous karma, then there is no reason. The cycle will automatically break. It's like a fan. If you have a fan, we switch on the fan is moving, electricity is going on. If you switch off the fan, we switch off the switch, but the fan is still moving. But it's switched off. Somebody will walk in and say, well, how does that happen? Why? Because of the previous karma. Because of the previous movement, the fan is still going on. Once that momentum will go, and it will go, it will dry slowly, 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 the fan will stop. But before the fan will stop, if somebody will switch on the fan again, that's adding new karma. So the new desires, new karma, they go away, and then the previous will slowly, gradually burn. That's how the body, this cycle, vicious cycle, will stop. So we have seen how does living entity changes different bodies. Why so much change? Because we have so many desires. There's no other reason. There's so many desires. Now, if in the family there is only one, in a house, if there is only one person living, the fan will move less. But if there are so many different people, and let's say it's a fan in the living room, one person will come, sit for a few minutes, and go away. The second person will come, third person will come, and the fan just keeps moving because of so many different desires. We have so many different desires. We would like to do so many things in our personal life, in our professional life, for our parents, for our children, for the society, and these desires never finishes. Controls the air movement of the body. So how does yoga change? Now the concept of the yoga has been introduced. Of course, the yogis, the very first thing they do, pranayam, the breathing exercise. Doesn't really matter how old you are, what your physical state is, even if somebody is hospitalized, bedridden, we're going to still try to do a bit of pranayam, kapalbhati, which we all should do. Even if we can't make our body move, our breath is there till end, and we can work on that breath. Raise to Brahma Radra. This is very advanced. It's like let's say it's Brahman realization, very transcendental form. Then transfer to another planet. This is again very beyond to us. But right at the end of the death, we can try to do it. But some yogis, they can do it with their own bodies. And there are very few examples, but there are some examples how yogis could change this vicious circle. They could. But the easiest thing to do out of these three is the first one. We should always take good care of our body. We have seen those people who do yoga, they don't get angry very quick, because whenever we get angry, whenever we get anxious, our breath increases. Our low blood pressure, high blood pressure, that always keeps in control if we take good care of our air. So always advisable to do that. When will this all stop? Develop spiritual body. Now we have seen how we will get the spiritual body when our desires will go away and the previous karma will burn. Then at the end of the life, we will not have any reason to get material body, and the only thing left at the end is the spiritual body. And then we enter, once we get the spiritual body, if we have the material body, we will live in material world. If you have the spiritual body, we will go to the spiritual world. And that's it. That's how this vicious cycle could go. That's how we should get rid of our material body. That's the whole idea. That's what we are all trying to do. We did discuss this. This is again in Bhagavatam, that the concept of different beings, because we have discussed different animals here. So Manusmriti describes 4 different types of living beings. So this is Jara Yuja, born from wombs, which are us human beings. Then Anda, eggs, and then sweat or moisture, and then Udbja. This is from soil, sprouts, mainly plants. So I think we can see all. The third is usually, even in the, so I'm doing Bhakti Vedanta session. Well, I'm taking the classes, I'm sitting the classes, I'm a student. And a lot of fellow devotees, fellow students, they ask the question on this, that we understand others. We understand that we come from humans come from wombs. We understand the plants we eat, and we understand, we have seen many like chicken from the eggs, but we don't know what happens from sweat or moisture. So this table I created, where you have the examples. You have the examples like lice, maggots, worms, molds, and some insects. They come from, and I've seen this. This reminds me of my student days. I used to have a friend, and like students, he was one of those who wasn't very clean. And he used to have some non-vegetarian as well. I don't know what he had, but he made something and he put it in the fridge. And then I don't know how many months later he took it out. And then when he took it out, there were insects in it. It was all sealed, all packed. So when we saw it, we were very surprised that I don't remember what was the food item, but that was a food item. How we got little insects, worms in it. So because they were like, if you see, born from sweat or moisture. And that's where we can see that these little creatures, they could come from there. There are many of them on our body. Because of the sweat, we have the microorganisms, bacteria, fungus, they are there. So all of them, just to add that the description is mentioned in Bhagavatam. In Canto 8, we were reading it. And we did see, this is another book I was reading, book or article, Wheel of Suffering was given. Wheel of Suffering most of the time is given in Buddhism, but very similar to what we are doing here. And I think I did discuss that. It's just, it could have been better explained in a flow chart rather than word. But the way we have seen that how we should stop the material body is very similar that how we should stop the suffering. It says everything starts with ignorance. So our Upanishads, they focus on the ultimate reality as Brahman. They don't go to Lord Krishna. Even though Isha Upanishad is about the Lord, but even here they don't mention, the scripture never mentions Lord Krishna or anyone, Lord Vishnu or anyone, but just says Lord. We would like to see the face of the Lord, Mantra 16. But it says the Brahman is the top reality, absolute reality is Brahman. But how it all started, why we can't see Brahman, why we can't realize Brahman. And the reason given is in Upanishads, majority of the Upanishads is ignorance. It's just that we are not aware of it. That's it. It's like we have a $10 bill, we have 10 pounds in our pocket. We are not aware of it. We are Satchitananda, we are not aware of it. And that's how somebody said that every morning we go out taking the bowl of go out begging for the happiness. We go to the office, we go to the even in the family, and like Mataji was giving the example that even to relatives asking for the respect, right? And we ask for the love from each other. Why? Why do we need to beg if we are Satchitananda? The reason is ignorant. So sun is there shining behind us. We are just unaware of it. We just don't know. We are one of those forgotten young prince or princess of the king. We just forgot because we had the accident and we lost the memory. We are just ignorant. It's not that we are not the son or the daughters of the Lord anymore. It's not that the king or the Supreme Lord doesn't care for us. It's just that we completely forgot about it. That's it. And if that ignorance will go, if ignorance arises, because we are ignorant, we react. We react. Rather than responding, we react. So this is the reaction what Mataji was saying in the beginning. So if ignorance is there, we react. Because of react, consciousness occurs. That that's a bit of conflicting here, but we can go past it. Mind and matter. This is the main thing. Mind, something in the mind, and then the matter. So then the action happens. How the action happens? Six senses come into picture. When the six senses happens, they come into movement. Then the contact happens. So we are going to see then contact with what? Contact with the sense object. Senses will get activated and the sense objects will come into the touch. If contact arises, the sensation occurs. Now if we are going to touch, see, hear, listen, taste, what will happen to the sense object? What will happen? Either we like it or we don't like it. And that's where the sensation occurs. Now sensation occurs, craving and aversion, whether we like it or we don't like it, whether we want to have it more or we don't want to have it, we want to avoid it. And because of that, attachment happens. Attachment or detachment. I don't want it. Oh, I want it. Oh, I have a fear this might happen again. Oh, I like to have it again. And because of that, this becoming occurs. The process, the cycle will start. The every day, every moment, we will live with that attachment and detachment. We crave, and this is what the desire is. So in the previous slide, we were saying that desire is the main. So why we desire here, or and even Upanishads, the reason is ignorance. Why we desire things? Because we are ignorant. And yesterday at Manor, after the Urmila Mataji gave the lecture, beautiful lecture. And after the lecture, one of the Matajis asked the question. Well, a bit of reflection on what Urmila Mataji was saying, that it's so what Mataji said, that the happiness, and this is what Prabhupada said in the purpose, that the material happiness is like that drop of ocean, and number of times, and many other religions, Buddhism, Jainism, they have said it as well, that the 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 taste, the happiness we get it here in material world is so less compared to what spiritual is. And we can understand this. The reason being it's temporary. So how do we get the happiness in the material world? It's based on some external factors. And we know external factors will sooner or later go away, right? And whether we get a device, we get the laptop, we get the mobile, we get the car, we get the house, sooner or later that happiness will go away. And sooner or later the house, the mobile, the car will go away, or we will go away. So this happiness will definitely be temporary. But if we realize Satchidananda, the nature of ourselves, then we know we are always there, always there. No external, it's all internal. And because of that becoming, then birth occurs. So birth occurs because we have the desire that we want to have it. And this, if we are not ignorant, so why the reason we come together and study the scriptures? So we will become aware. So what Buddha said, I am awake. Awake means I'm not ignorant anymore. I don't have any desires anymore. Why? Because now we have realized that these things are not worth having desire. And you might say, well, maybe these things are worth having desire. Well, think about it. When we were children, when we all were child, we like what we can see. Like I don't remember my childhood toy. I'm trying to think of. Did I have any? I can't think of. But a lot of kids, when I see my kids, when they were little, they both are in secondary now, but when they were in primary, they had like toys made up of plastics, made up of cardboard, and they were so attached to those. Now, what happened? A lot of those toys are still there in the house, but they don't play with them anymore. Why? Because they have moved on from them. And that's what devotees do. Not that the toys, the sense objects will go away. They will still be there. The material world is still there. But we have realized there is no happiness in them. Of course, the only thing happened that the primary kids, they used to play with the toys, and the secondary, they play with the gadgets now. But sooner or later, hopefully, but of course, the market is so huge that they keep providing the new taste, and even the youngsters, even the professionals, they still play, and they keep playing, and they keep playing. I've seen even the adults, they play video games so fascinated. I can't get over that. Like I can understand my teenager son wants to play all day long, but if I think, roughly 40 years, 50 years old would like to play as well with the same spirit, I can't argue that how they haven't seen that in the world there are better things to do. But of course, based on our past experience, based on our karma, based on the association we are in, the taste changes sooner or later. Hence, we always say that keep in the association of the devotees and they will always guide us. How they will guide us? They will make us aware, so we will not be ignorant anymore. And this is a beautiful example of Madhvacharya ji. Now, Madhvacharya ji is very important for us because being in ISKCON is a part of Gaudiya Math, or what we call Madhva Brahma Gaudiya Math. So, Madhvacharya ji was one of those whose philosophy we follow. So, we had Lord Brahma, then we had Adi Shankaracharya ji, Ramanujacharya ji, and then we have Vallabhacharya ji, then Madhvacharya ji. Madhvacharya ji's philosophy is very close to what we follow, even though after that we follow Gaudiya philosophy, which is from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji. So we don't really follow, like another good friend of mine once said it, well, you say Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, but you don't follow Madhvacharyaji's, and that's so true. We don't follow Madhvacharyaji's philosophy 100%. We have a variant out of it because we follow 100% Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji added just a small twist to Madhvacharyaji, which all the acharyas did. Like from Adi Shankaracharyaji to Ramanujacharyaji, there is a slight twist. Well, a bit bigger twist. Then Vallabhacharya ji had a twist, then Madhvacharya ji had a twist, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji had a twist, and we just follow them. But of course, from Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Math, this is what we all combined. So Madhvacharya ji is very important out of all the acharyas because we follow them. But we respect all the acharyas, and a lot of places you will see in the purpose, Prabhupada ji has given the examples of all of them now and then. Even Adi Shankaracharya ji is especially right at the end because he wrote and he sang Bhaj Govinda, which is a beautiful title, and his Bhaj Govinda, and I think Adi Shankaracharya ji's guru's name was Govinda anyways. His Govinda, and his guru's name was Gaurapada. But when he said Bhaj Govinda, so he didn't pray Bhaj Govinda to his own spiritual master, whose name was also Govinda. He prayed to the Lord Krishna. And if you see all the recital, it's so beautiful, and a lot of great devotees, they have sung it beautifully. It's available on YouTube if you like to listen to that. But we follow all the acharyas. Ramanujacharya ji and Vallabhacharya ji, whenever their tithis come, then great devotees give great lectures on them. And we should also discuss their philosophies, which are again a bit different, very slight variations, but they all come to the sampradayas. Madhvacharya ji once, so in this pastime, this was given, the example was given. The Madhvacharya ji asked once, all his devotees, disciples were listening, and they all used to listen because he was a great acharya. He will recite for hours, and everybody will listen. Everybody will listen. And this is why I put together some points there because I heard this story that Madhvacharya ji said that who is listening? And everybody said, I'm listening. Say that everybody is listening, but do you understand? Then I think he was must have been a bit upset because he said, then who is going to take this away? Of course, all the acharyas, whenever they give their teachings, at some point they know they are going away, so they would like it to get further. So they always pick the disciples who will present it further in a better way. And then he said, who will write it? Is it this buffalo who listens? So you all listen to me. He pointed out to his disciples, you all listen to me. And then this buffalo also listens to me. But none of you write what I'm saying. So how this is going to go further? Who is going to write? Nobody said anything. Then he got upset. He said, is this buffalo going to write? Because this buffalo has been listening to me as well. And then he had on the right hand side, he had great, it says soul, great disciple, Jayatirtha. And Jayatirtha Swamiji has been accepted as Sukshma like a part and parcel incarnation of Sheshnag. And he said, Guru Maharaj Ji, I will do it. Yeah, but when I was reading it, not very clear, and maybe I will try to find out again, or maybe ask someone from Madhvacharyaji's. There is a group, Madhvacharyaji's followers are there. They might know it, but my quick and limited research, I'm not 100% sure if Jayatirth Swamiji was a direct disciple of Madhvacharyaji, or there was a disciple in between. So Madhvacharyaji had one disciple and his disciple was Jayatirtha. But Jayatirtha Swamiji Maharaj, great work he did, and he put together everything of Madhvacharyaji's. So why this is important to us? Because remember, what this mantra is saying, mantra 17, that we are going to leave our body, right? When we are going to leave our body, then what is more important? Of course, for us, it's important that we are requesting Krishna, Krishna come over. But if we have started any service, we should also see how the service continues. Any kind of service we get in, even if we will leave, but how this service continues. So Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj said this to Gaurang Prabhuji. Gaurang Prabhuji was, this is even before Govardhan Eco Village got, there wasn't even a concept for it, but Juhu temple was coming up and needed a lot of money, Lakshmi, to put that together. And Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj said to Gaurang Prabhuji that I'm going to go away. So he came around to UK as well. He went around to America. He came around to get the funding for the temple. And then Gaurang Prabhuji said, I'm paraphrasing, that Maharaji is really required. And then Radhanath Swamiji's words were that there will be a time I won't be here, you won't be here, but the Lordship will be here. So that's why we do need the temple, and we need the temple such a way that the Lord is there. So once we are gone, the devotees will still keep coming. And that's what Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj and Gaurang Prabhuji have developed. That even they are traveling, the system is such a beautiful, and luckily enough, blessed enough, I was there, that there are so many devotees there, so much preaching happening, and everyone is welcome to be there in Juhu temple. And of course, then Govardhan Eco Village happened, and then Gaurang Prabhuji did a great service there. So whatever the service we have started, we don't limit ourselves to the body. We just go further and further and further. Now, second point. So the first point is leaving the material body. Now, once we will leave the material body, and how to think, how to act while leaving the body. And the second is accepting the spiritual body. So we will do this. We will start this, Krishna willing, next week. I will try to continue the service. But meanwhile, if you have any discussion point, if you have any questions, feel free to raise it now. We can discuss it. Otherwise, we can do it next session as well, or we can do it anytime. We have a WhatsApp group where sometimes devotees raise the concerns, and we discuss it there as well. So feel free. It's great to be back. It's great to, I know there was a gap of a couple of weeks, I think, while I was traveling, and I did miss it as well. So I know some of the devotees, even though they couldn't make it today, but they were asking. It's great to be in association of the devotees, and each of us, wherever we are, we should try to keep up so we can progress it further. Please, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, the buffalo concept. I mean, it's so relevant, isn't it? Because at times we all are like that. We're just listening. That's what I have understood, that we are all listening, but we are not able to then spread further about it, or write about it, or go much deeper into it. That's what I have understood as a buffalo concept. The buffalo is hearing as well.
Yeah, my apologies, Mataji. So sorry, your voice is, and I think it's something to do with my side. I couldn't hear it. Your voice was very low.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's from my side.
Yeah, my volume is about 48. Okay, I will ask next time. It's just a
Okay.
buffalo
All right.
concept.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Next time I'll be back in London. Oh, hopefully on the best system. So I'm sure we will able to get connected. So sorry, Mataji, voice was very low. But sure, we will connect next time, Krishna willing, and we will take your question, the very first thing, Mataji, and we will start from there. But with
Hare-
that, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev Maharaj ki jai, jai jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for your association. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Bhagavati Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranams to both of you. Dandavat pranams to everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare.